Good afternoon, everybody. My name is Arshdeep Singh, roll number 261, and my team member is Arshdeep Kaur, roll number 215. Today, I am here to discuss very interesting topic, trigonometry. Next slide. Slide next कर दो अर्श.
एक मिनट अर्शदीप. हाँ जी.
Firstly, introduction. Trigonometry is derived from Greek words. Tri means three, gon means side, and metro means measure. Trigonometry, as the name might suggest, is all about triangles. In fact, trigonometry is the study of relation between the sides and the triangles. Next. Using some mathematical techniques, which comes under a branch of mathematics called trigonometry. Trigonometry is about right angle triangles, where one of the internal angles is 90 degrees. Trigonometry is a system that helps us to work over missing or unknown sides, lengths, or angles in a triangle. Next. Now we discuss the history background. The history of trigonometry dates back to the early age of Egypt and Babylon. Angles were then measured in degrees. It was then advanced by the Greek astronomer Hypens in the 2nd century of BC, who completed a trigonometric table that measures the length of chords suspending at various angles in a circle or a fixed radius r. Next. Hipparchus is considering the greatest astronomical observer and by some of the greatest astronomers of antiquity. He was the first Greek to develop quantitative and accurate models for the motion of sun and moon. With his solar and lunar theories and his numerical trigonometry, he was probably the first to develop a reliable method to predict solar eclipse. Next. Some introduction activities, our surrounding. Let's take some example for our surrounding where right triangle can be imaged to form. If a student is looking at the top of the tower, a right triangle can be imaged to be made. See in the picture. Next. Another example of a right triangle is the half slice of bread can be imaged to be made a right triangle. Next. Now we remember a right angle triangle. Right angle triangle has a single right angle. That means that all sides cannot be the same length. A typically right triangle is shown below. The right angle is indicated by a little box in the corner. The other angle that we known is indicated by theta. The side opposite the right angle, which is the longest side, is called the hypotenuse. The side opposite the theta is called the perpendicular. The side next to the theta, which is not the hypotenuse, is called the adjacent or base. Next. Pythagoras theorem versus trigonometry. Pythagoras was a Greek philosopher who lived in over 2500 years ago. He is credited a number of important mathematical and scientific discoveries, arguably the most significant of which has become known as Pythagoras theorem. It is an important rule that applies only to the right angle triangles. It says that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of square on the other two sides. Next. That sounds rather complicated, but it is actually quite a simple concept when we see in the diagram. Pythagoras theorem says a square plus b square is equal to c square. That That means that the square of the hypotenuse is equal to the sum of the square and the other two sides. So if we know the length of two sides of a triangle and we need to calculate the third, we can use Pythagoras theorem. However, if we know only one length of and the one anterior angle, then Pythagoras is no use to use it on its own, and we need to use trigonometry. Now, Ashtif, you continue.
Okay, as we are familiar with the Pythagoras theorem, with the definitions, with the history of the trigonometric ratios and what trigonometry is. Moving further with the trigonometric ratios. So we have a triangle, we have a right angled triangle here, ABC, right angled at B. Here we have three sides. Basically, a right angle triangle had three sides, that is AC, AB, and BC. It is very clear from the figure that AB represents perpendicular, that is P, BC represents base, that is B, and AC represents hypotenuse, that is H. Now, how one is going to remember the trigonometric ratio values? There is a very interesting formula. Here in triangle, there is one angle, that is theta, at angle C. So, along with this angle, theta, we are going to find the values of sine theta, cos theta, tan theta, cosecant theta, secant theta, and cot theta. To remember all these values, there is one interesting formula, or we can say interesting trick. For instance, Pandit Badri Prasad Har Har Bole. So P represents here the perpendicular, that is P. B is base, P is perpendicular, H is hypotenuse, H is hypotenuse, B is again base. If I see the formula of sine theta is perpendicular over hypotenuse. Here what we have, P over H, formula of sine theta. Cos theta is base over hypotenuse, means B over H. Here we have B over H. Next is tan theta. Tan theta is perpendicular over base. That is P over B. Here we have P over B. Next, we have cosecant theta. For cosecant, secant, cot, we are just going to reverse these two letters, H over P, H over B, B over P. We will simply get these values, cosecant theta, secant theta, cot theta. Next, reciprocal identities. We are having so many identities here, cosecant theta, secant theta, cot theta, sine theta, cos theta, tan theta. So what are reciprocal identities? What reciprocal means? Reciprocal identities means when I multiply this sine theta, or when I take this sine theta to left hand side, the product will be 1. When I will take this cos theta to left hand side, the product will be 1. Same with all these values. The reciprocal identities means the product of them will be unity, will be 1. So they are called reciprocal identities. And it will be very easy to remember that cosecant theta is 1 by sine theta, that is reciprocal of sine theta. Secant theta is 1 by cos theta, cot theta is 1 by tan theta, and same with all these. So these are the reciprocal identities. Next, we have trigonometric values of some common angles. Starting with the angle 0 to 360. 360 is a complete angle. So starting with these angles, which are represented in 0, which are represented in degrees, then we have angle in radians. So these are in degrees, these are in radians. Means if an angle is 0, it is same in radian as 0. If an angle is 30 degree, then in radian terms, it is pi by 6. And same with all these values. 180 degree is pi. 360 is 2 pi. So it is a representation, mathematical representation of angles. Next, talking about the trigonometric values, if I say sine 0 is 0. Every trigonometric value has different values with different angles, with respect to different angles. For instance, sine 0 is 0, sine 30 degree is 1 by 2, sine 45 is 1 by root 2, and so on. Cos 0 is 1, cos 30 is root 3 by 2, and so on. Cos 90 is 0, tan 0 is 0, and there are some values which are undefined, which are not defined, where values are not known. So we can simply say they are undefined or unidentified. Then we have cosecant 0, secant 0, 1, because cos 0 is 1, so secant 0 is 1. So these all are the trigonometric values of some common angles. Next, to understand the trigonometric values and their uses well, now we are going to prove some identities. The identities which are considered as fundamental identities of trigonometric ratios or trigonometry. It is very important to understand these formulas, to know these formulas, and to know the proof of these formulas. Now, starting with the first, sine square theta plus cos square theta is equal to 1. Now, we have a right angle triangle at B. So, as we are familiar with the Pythagoras theorem, that is, Pythagoras theorem is nothing but base square plus perpendicular square is equal to hypotenuse square. So, starting with the Pythagoras theorem and using Pythagoras theorem, that is AC square, that is hypotenuse square is equal to BC square, that is perpendicular square, plus base square, that is AB square. We have written this term. Next, we're just going to divide AC square, that is AC's hypotenuse. We are going to divide this term by AC square. So we have divided this. What we get? AB over AC whole square plus BC over AC whole square plus AC over AC whole square. Now, let's see what is sine theta. We have said earlier that sine theta is perpendicular over hypotenuse. Let's see, BC over AC. We have written BC over AC. So we can simply write sine theta. AB over AC, cos theta is base over hypotenuse. That is AB over AC. So we can simply write cos theta. To what we get? Cos square theta plus sine square theta equal to 1. Identity is proved. Sine square theta plus cos square theta equal to 1. Next, 1 plus tan square theta equal to secant square theta. Again, starting from the Pythagoras theorem, right angled at B, we have this triangle, right angle triangle, starting with the Pythagoras theorem. Now we are going to divide this term with AB square, because what we have just 3 sides, and we're going to use these 3 sides in different terms. Now we are going to divide this AB, that is base, with each term. We have divided every term with AB. Now let's see what we get. We get BC over AB. AB by AB is 1, BC over AB. Now, tan theta, we have earlier learned that what is tan theta? Tan theta is perpendicular over base, that is BC over AB. So we have BC over AB, and we can write this is tan theta. And AC over AB, secant theta. Secant theta is AC over AB, because cos theta was base over hypotenuse, and secant is a reciprocal of cos. So secant will be AC over AB. So I can write secant theta. This is 1 square 1. Tan square theta is equal to secant square theta. Identity is proved. Similarly, with the case with cot square theta plus 1 is equal to cosecant square theta. Starting with the Pythagoras theorem and then dividing with BC square. Here BC is perpendicular. We are using the third side of the same triangle. So BC square, and we have divided with each and every term. Let's see what we get. We get AB over BC plus BC over BC whole square equal to AC over BC whole square. Now what is AB over BC? AB over BC. What was BC over AB? That was tan theta. So if I take 1 by tan theta, that is 1 by BC over AB, I will get cot theta. Cot theta is nothing but reciprocal of tan theta. So I can write here cot theta plus BC over BC is 1 equal to cosecant square theta. Cosecant theta is what? AC over BC. What was sine theta? BC over AC. So cosecant is nothing but reciprocal of sine theta. So I can write here cosecant theta whole square. So I get cosecant square theta. Identity is proved. That is cot square theta plus 1 equal to cosecant square theta. Next, height and distances. Sorry. Height and distances. Let's talk about the applications of trigonometry. It is often the complaint of students and everyone that where we use mathematics or where we use this particular trigonometry, because it is considered as a tough subject, tough topic, and where we are going to use this trigonometry. Let's see the applications of trigonometry. The very significant application of trigonometry is that it is used to find the height, distance, and depth of anything easily by certain fundamentals. And what are those fundamentals? Let's see. In this picture, we have a horizontal and we have angle of elevation. So how we are going to consider or find the height of this plane? We can use trigonometric ratios. We can use this angle of elevation. But before that, we must have this horizontal. After that, if we want to find the depth of anything, we have angle of depression. And for that too, we must have this horizontal. Then angle of elevation. If the angle made with the horizontal, when the observer raises his position, elevation is nothing but when you elevate, when you raise your eyes. So this is considered as angle of elevation. For instance, how the height of buildings, how the height of towers, how even the height of mountains is measured. The trigonometric ratios, the trigonometric values are used, and these angle of elevations are used. So it is very significant to know the heights of towers, very big buildings, very big mountains, how the scientists measure these values. They use nothing but trigonometric ratios and trigonometric values. And they use the angle of elevation. Elevation is nothing but you must have a horizontal like B, and the point from where the observer is looking at the point C, which is the tip of the tower, the topmost point of this tower, that we considered C, and the base of the tower we consider B. And this is line of sight. Line of sight is nothing but this is sight of observer by which he is looking at the point C. And this is angle of elevation, means how much he raises his eye, how much he raises himself to see the point, the tip of the tower. That is nothing but the angle of elevation. And this angle of elevation is not made with the foot of the observer. No, by his eyes. Angle of elevation is from eye to the base of the tower to the angle of elevation, how much he can raise his eye to the tip of the tower. That is angle of elevation, and this is line of sight. And we can this is completely visible that this is nothing but a right angle triangle. We are having a right angle here, and we are having some angle that is considered angle theta. So it is nothing but a right angle triangle where we can simply use Pythagoras theorem, and we can use trigonometric values, and we can find trigonometric values or trigonometric ratios. Next is angle of depression. Same as angle of elevation, to find height of something, to find length of something. Angle of depression is nothing but to measure the depth of something. How the depth of oceans, the depth of rivers, the depth of lakes is measured. Scientists use trigonometric ratios. They just need a horizontal like this, and angle of depression. How much they can bend their eye, how can they go down with the angle of depression to find the distance or to find the depth of something. So angle of depression is nothing. It is the angle made with the horizontal when the observer lowers his eyes positions to look at that point where he wanted to measure the distance. Here what we have, this is horizontal, and observer is taking his eyes down on the object to measure the distance. So this is angle of depression. So with this, we learned the history of trigonometry. We learned the meaning of trigonometry. We learned about the trigonometric ratios, the tricks to remember the values, ratios, and the most important, the significant part, that where we can use the trigonometric values and trigonometric ratios, which is a very answer to the questions of the students, that where we can use the trigonometric ratios and trigonometric values. Here we have very significant and important examples. So with this, thank you.
Okay, beta, stop कर दो recording. Ashdeep, recording stop कर दो.
Okay, ma'am, stop.
Stop कर दो. And meeting चाहे leave कर दो, कोई गल नहीं. Meeting leave कर दो, stop करके, ठीक है? थोड़े बनो हो जाएगी, leave for everyone कर दो.